The book of 1 Samuel holds a significant place in the Bible. It marks a turning point in Israel's history, transitioning from the period of the judges to the era of kings. 1 Samuel narrates the captivating story of Israel's last judge, Samuel, and their first king, Saul. This book is filled with rich narratives, spiritual lessons, and profound insights into God's relationship with his people. Chapter 11 in particular stands out as a pivotal chapter, showcasing God's deliverance and foreshadowing the coming of Jesus Christ. 1 Samuel chapter 11 sets the scene with Israel facing a formidable enemy, Nahash, the king of the Ammonites. The Ammonites were notorious for their cruelty. They had a long history of conflict with the Israelites. Their reappearance signifies a significant threat to the newly established nation of Israel. This chapter unveils the dire situation, highlighting the oppression and fear that gripped the Israelites under the Ammonite threat. It sets the stage for a dramatic turn of events and the emergence of a new leader. Nahash, the Ammonite king, laid siege to Jabesh-Gilead, a city east of the Jordan River. The inhabitants of Jabesh-Gilead, fearing for their lives, pleaded with Nahash for mercy. Nahash, known for his cruelty, presented them with a cruel ultimatum. He would only spare the city if they agreed to a gruesome covenant. Each man in Jabesh-Gilead would have his right eye gouged out. This would serve as a permanent mark of their humiliation and subjugation. The men of Jabesh-Gilead were horrified by this demand. They pleaded for a 7-day grace period to seek help from their fellow Israelites. Nahash, confident in his victory, agreed to their request. Little did he know that this act of arrogance would lead to his downfall. The siege of Jabesh-Gilead serves as a stark reminder of the desperate situation faced by the Israelites. Their existence was threatened, and they were in dire need of a deliverer. Meanwhile, in the territory of Benjamin, a young man named Saul was working in the field. Saul, a physically imposing man, a head taller than any of the people, was chosen by God to be the first king of Israel. When news of Nahash's cruel ultimatum reached Saul, the Spirit of God came upon him with great power. Filled with righteous anger and divine inspiration, Saul took charge. Saul understood the gravity of the situation. He recognized that this was not just an attack on Jabesh-Gilead, but on all of Israel. He immediately sprang into action, demonstrating his leadership qualities, which were yet to be fully realized. Saul's response to the crisis revealed his courage, decisiveness, and inherent leadership abilities. Saul devised a brilliant strategy. He rallied the Israelites to war, sending a clear message throughout the land. Whoever does not go out with Saul and Samuel to fight against the Ammonites will have their oxen cut into pieces. The response was overwhelming. Inspired by Saul's leadership and fearing the consequences of disobedience, 300,000 Israelites assembled, ready to confront the Ammonites. The Israelite army, reinvigorated by Saul's leadership and empowered by God's Spirit, launched a swift and decisive attack on the unsuspecting Ammonites. Caught off guard by the ferocity of the Israelite assault, Nahash's army was completely routed. The victory was total and decisive. The Israelites, united under Saul's command, had achieved a miraculous victory against all odds. This victory marked the beginning of Saul's reign and solidified his position as the king of Israel. The events in 1 Samuel 11 hold profound significance as they foreshadow the coming of Jesus Christ. Like Saul, Jesus came at a time when his people were oppressed and in need of a savior. Just as Saul delivered Israel from the Ammonites, Jesus came to deliver humanity from the bondage of sin and death. Saul's courage, leadership, and compassion in the face of adversity serve as a foreshadowing of the ultimate Savior, Jesus Christ. Saul's victory over the Ammonites serves as a testament to God's power and faithfulness to his promises. The chapter highlights that God is faithful to those who cry out to him for deliverance. Just as God raised Saul as a deliverer for Israel, he sent Jesus Christ, the ultimate deliverer, to save his people from their sins. The parallels between Saul and Jesus, though imperfect, point towards the greater reality of God's plan of redemption through his Son, Jesus Christ. Are you ready for the next chapter? Just click here to go straight to it.